Looks like Alex had a question. His request is to go over the format as money action. Format as money, format a number as money and set it into an element or save it as a variable.
Yeah,
Drew, Mark,
yeah, I can go over this.
Okay.
Is there a specific scenario I should cover, Alex, like that might affect it, or should I just show like how the action works in general?
I think just generally, I tried it in a few spots and couldn't get it working, so I was obviously doing something wrong.
Cool. Can everyone see my screen?
yes.
I just have like a office hours blank project up, so it's kind of perfect. I'll just put it in there and do something. So let's see. I'll actually do an input, so we can basically type something, click a button, and then see what the output is. Then we can test a bunch of stuff. So an input and a button, and then an output. Let's go like this. So if I create a flow just to do this, called format as money, and then add that format as money action right here. It's got a few options, and some of them, so this is based on some like JavaScript stuff. Like there's ways JavaScript does formatting money, and what's cool about it is some of the things will be local to where you are in the world. So if you're somewhere where you do like the commas and decimals switch from how I do it, like it'll just the same number with the same action will display correctly where you are. So it's got some cool stuff like under the hood, but at the up here, it's like pretty straightforward, and some of the stuff you can even ignore. So original number value, instead of a variable, I'm going to take it right out of this element that I put, the text input. Currency, I'll keep it USD for now. And then override locale, it notes here like blank equals user default. That's what I was actually talking about. Like I want to leave this blank so that it's going to format the money in the whatever locale you're in. And then to handle the formatted value, you basically can select whether you want to set it as a variable to use it later, or you can set it directly into an element. In this case, I have this element here, so I'm just going to set into an element and then choose that element. And then this format large numbers, I'm going to turn this off for now. I'll go back and turn that on and show what it is, but it's just like a shorthand thing where like if it says 1,000, it would type 1K instead, which is useful when you're using like really large numbers. Like I originally built this for our product GMLFG, and I didn't even implement it in there yet, but that's why I built it. So those numbers can get pretty big for some people, and we need to keep them short. So that's kind of what that's for. But anyway, with this, just those things. So I set where the number is coming from, leave default, set where it's output to. That should be enough to test this. The last thing I'll do is just add the event to the button click, format as money. Oh, that's crazy. And then preview. Oh, whoops. I used a different project, so that preview is not going to work. I have this problem where I have way too many projects, so I'm trying to, like consolidate. And so I search for test as a name and then just like make a new workspace. And I have all these weird projects with like some stuff that's a year old, some stuff that's new. It's like my life. So right now, I'm just going to set this URL route. Preview. All right, so now, let's see, if I did like 1, 2, 3, 4, a number like that. So I've got a number in the front, a decimal place, and then a number in the back. And so like that kind of number, like if you did math or some kind of calculation on your page and you ended up with that number, that doesn't look like money to people because it doesn't have 2 decimal places, whatever. And this will also put like commas for 1,000 separators or periods for 1,000 separators if you're in Europe, I guess. I actually don't know what locales display money differently, but I know they're different. So anyway, if I put this in here and I run the flow, you can see right here, it just sets it, just formats it. And so in the same way that I did that, I could have done it where I set it as a variable and it defaults the variable name to number formatted, which is fine. And then I can just use a set value or something else to set it next. So I'll put a weight here and just say set this text paragraph to the variable.
Yep.
Number formatted. That'll do the same thing. I don't even think I have to refresh, but just in case. Like that. And then that toggle I mentioned, as you might expect, we'll just do what it says. So now instead of 1 comma or 123 comma 234, it's just 123.23K. So it knocks off the cents and rounds to thousands, that kind of thing. So I don't know if there's like, do you want to, I mean, that seemed pretty straightforward. So I don't know if there's a specific spot in your app that this might be going awry, but.
I don't know. That seems super easy. So I don't know what I got wrong, but I'll let me go back and try everything again. And
there's a chance that maybe like one of these values got messed up. Like if I typed like to do a euro or something in here, it puts that sign. Like, that's kind of minor. And then the locales, I actually barely even remember what you can write for locale. But there's a chance that if maybe you change one of these and change it back, like something got messed up in the action, like who knows? Because I just didn't even touch these when I came in. But
yeah, totally. I'll have a dig at it. Thanks.
Fraser's wondering if it does rounding, Drew, do you know?
Yeah, it does rounding like $4 specifically. So like, like for example, this is technically 123,000. So it like rounded here like 123.23K. Like you can see it's like it rounded that 2 down and stuff. And for decimal places, it's gonna round correctly. But you wouldn't be able to like use this as a rounding action. Like there's other ways where you would round. It's just like because you're changing decimal places and changing stuff, it has to round a little bit. But that's how I describe that.
So if you did in the input where you type the number in, if you put like 1 2 3 2 5 5 or 2 5 6, like what does it come up with there when you go?
Well, to format this as money, it's going to come up as $123,256.
Well, that's what I was looking for. So it did do the round up 0.26 there, which is cool. Because so it took the 2.5 and turned it into 2.6 because it had a 6 after the fact. That's where I was wondering if it's doing like round up, round down. I'm assuming that's like built into the JavaScript.
It's right? doing that here because when you do the K for thousands, like you need I could have rounded this to full thousands, but really like you might want to, if you have 1,500, you want to say 1.5K, that kind of thing. So it does the rounding there because of that. But like on the normal with just the like without that formatting, without that K formatting, like this would be $123,256.
What if you did 123.256?
Right, and it'll just round it to the 2 decimal places. So it'll come up as 2.7, or it looks like 2.6. It might be an error, actually. I'm gonna check that.
No, that's correct. No, that's correct. It's
256. Yeah.
So basically, it's doing a round up, round down all the time. I was wondering if it was like inting it or not, basically, and it looks like it is actually doing a round. And I would guess. I
think it's a 2 fixed in JavaScript. The 2 fixed and then 2 decimal places, which does the round up, round down automatically.
Cool. Yeah, that works.
Nice. Excellent. Thank you, Drew. And thank you, Alex. That was cool.